It was a rugged first half, which has sparked a lot of conversation.
What we do here is go back.
The Rockets and the Warriors in a 2-1 series for Golden State. But it's the Rockets who lead it by 7 at the break. 57-50. American Express halftime report from Studio J in Atlanta. Ernie Johnson, Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and
shake them dreads. No, about that hyphy movement, Ernie. Come on.
Oh, you're right.
He said you're right. That's funny. Shout out to E40, RG, my cousin.
Where do we begin? Let's begin with the first guys all over the floor incident involving Stephen Curry and Dylan Brooks, Draymond Green. Steph gestures at Brooks, that's 2 fouls on you. Brooks were grabbing for the ball. And the fallout from this was Brooks, Curry, and Draymond all getting teased.
Well, let me just say this. This is just a bunch of stupidity. This ain't got nothing to do with basketball. There's not going to be any fighting. The refs let the game get out of control. These guys got to settle down and play basketball. All that other stuff, nothing's coming of it. You see, like, it's just a bunch of scrums and things. I think the Warriors will win. I told Kenny, I said, man, I think the Rockets going to win this game because they want the game like this. Because the Warriors, they aren't playing basketball. They out there being stupid.
Kenny,
remember you asked that question last night. How can a good team beat a team just because you being stupid? Draymond's being stupid. Jimmy's out there being stupid. And the Rockets are like, okay, they're playing down to our level.
Well, how I see it is there's intangibles in the game.
Okay.
And certain intangibles make it. And Steven Adams is a guy that you go, well, Steven Adams has been missing in the NBA in terms of you haven't really seen him play 14 minutes, but they're valuable minutes. So right here, if you have ball pressure and you're bringing the ball up, right now, all I need is my big guy to set a pick, intangibles. Now I can get to my offense. You say, how much frees it here? You say, well, how much does that really help you? Now the shot clock is still at 20 before they're going. So as the play now, we have time to get in our offense. Then he posts up deep. He occupies the post and the thing. Now he says, okay, we're going to run our set. We're going to make sure that people have the basketball. And then the other intangibles, freeze it here. Now I'm rooting him out of the paint, which allows Dylan Brooks, one, to possibly get a shot, but more importantly, secondly, I'm going to tip it out and give us an opportunity to get another possession, and we get fouls. So the intangibles that he does is what championship basketball is made of, and people don't see it because that's not in the box score. But getting into your offense early, getting us a second shot because it wasn't a physical rebound, it's just a tip out.
Those are great pictures, but I did want to get to the other incident with Draymond Green and Tari Eason. No, I liked it. It was good.
My bad.
No, it was fine. It was certainly relevant to the game we're watching, which has featured a bunch of this stuff. Shaq, what'd you make of Draymond and Tari Eason?
Well, Tari Eason, when he reached and he fell, Draymond dove on top of him. That instant right there, Tari was probably thinking you kicked me in my head.
Yeah, and he got a flagrant one for that.
Yeah, Draymond reacted. And, I agree with Chuck. Settle down. You're not going to fight. You're not going to get suspended. Draymond needs to be careful.
We all been in games like this, though, where you had to settle down. Yeah, but it's too. No. It's too
many. But after you get your first technical,
it affects the rest of the night.
But also, it's been 1, it's been 2, it's been 3. Like, yo, you get 1. Okay, you can be stupid 1. Okay, let's be stupid twice. They've been stupid 3 times. Like now, the Rockets got the momentum. And now Draymond can't play the way he normally played because every time, he's very demonstrative. So now, if he's getting demonstrative on one of them officials, he's going to be gone. And Jimmy's not playing his game either.
When I saw Jimmy Butler and Dylan Brooks going at it, and I thought back to Grant Williams in the Boston-Miami series when Grant Williams was talking to Jimmy and then he went off. But I don't know what the effect of this one is.
Well, he's not. Number one, I don't think Jimmy's 100% healthy, obviously. But that's a win for the Rockets. that's a win for the Rockets.
What are you seeing elsewhere on the Golden State side?
You know, we always say that guys play better at home. So if you're a specialist, I need you to be special. For example, Buddy Hield, you're a shooter. I need you to knock at least 2 out of 4 of these down. Right here, this is your shot. You're a shooter. You're at home. You're supposed to be comfortable. Pressure is not on you. Pressure is on Steph and Draymond. Right here, you're a shooter. Knock this down. I need these. I need the others to play well. Right here. Oh, it's your shot in the corner. Buddy Hield, knock him down. 0 for 4. I need you at least knock 2 of these down. I always
He
used
drove
to,
the ball well and then he could not finish.
I always used to try to pump my guys up. Dudley George, Mike Penberger, of course, Clinton Rice. These guys, like, bro, I'm getting double, I'm getting triple. When I kick it out to you, knock them down, bro.
2 points on 1 of 5.
George Celestine.
American Express teammates, you see the numbers there. Look at the paint, 24-8 in favor of the Rockets, and 17-7 points off turnovers. Golden State has turned it over 9 times. 17. I'm trying to do some work here, man. Is this a filibuster you got going on over here?
First half recaps of the Milwaukee Rockets.
Is that Triple H?
Guys, Eric Spoelstra is a very proud and competitive head coach, and he is striding purposefully to that microphone in Miami.
First, I'd like to just congratulate Cleveland. They're a hell of a basketball team. They're going to be on probably a long run right now, but they're well coached. They have a group that fits and plays the right way. So we were humbled, but they had so much to do with a lot of how we looked. None of us would have guessed, the series would have gone this way coming out of our 2 play-ins, and even how we competed in the first 2 games. But they just took it to another level. Obviously, we didn't play well, and we didn't meet any kind of level from there. But they left us behind these last 2 games. I'll be able to separate, this. Because this is, a group that it's a shame that, we'll be remembered for these 2 home games here and taking a 4-0 sweep, because this group showed a lot of character and resilience. It was a fun group to be around, especially those last 8 weeks of the season while we were just grinding, grinding, and then playing our best basketball at the end of the season when it mattered. It was a fun group to be around. I felt fully alive, as alive as I felt, in a while in a regular season. It's a big credit to this group and how connected this group was, how this group was really playing for each other. But it'll be a story that nobody really cares about because of how it ended, and I get it. I feel for the locker room. This group has put a lot into this season, and to be able to overcome a lot of things, and then to have those 2 play-in games where most people would say, what's the big celebration? Mediocrity, but it was a lot of fun. When we won in Atlanta and flying to Cleveland, it was just a lot of fun on that plane ride. Really felt like this group was connected. I wish it was, potentially, we had somebody else, just to extend this, but Cleveland's a hell of a basketball team.
You touched on it somewhat there, Spo, but how do you make sense of the whole year? I mean, there were some highs, there were some lows, there were the 10-game streak and all that stuff. I mean, it's just
there's a lot of lows, probably more lows. But the thing that I'll always remember about this group was that all the adversity that we fought through it, to end up playing our best basketball. We were couple of plays here or there from going 8 straight, possibly 10 straight, go 10 down and then 10 straight. Like, it's that close. It would have been a great story. But more importantly, it's, this league and this association, a long NBA season, you're always given that opportunity for that gift of adversity. And, to have a group that responded in the way that you wanted a group to respond. To become more connected, to develop more resolve, to try to overcome, things. It was a fun experience. I think I became better from it. I hope the players became better from it. But damn, it was humbling. This series was humbling. These last 2 games were embarrassing. But Cleveland's also a very good team. We won whatever we won. They won 65. We're as irrational as we usually are, thinking that we have a chance to win this series. And they showed us why, we weren't ready, for that.
Last year's playoff series against Boston kind of set the tone for Tyler's offseason. What lessons do you think Tyler could take from the series in these last?
We'll get to that. Like, all these experiences are super important for all of our guys. He had a great game too, but it didn't. We just couldn't get it over the top to win. They schemed him, which is going to happen for the rest of his career. He's a competitor, so he loves that kind of challenge. And he'll figure it out. He'll have a great offseason. I don't want to think about that right now, but I know Tyler. I know what he's about. He's going to work, and they'll come back better from this.
It's no doubt been a hectic season for Bam and Tyler leading the group, whether it be roster changes in the middle of the season, stuff like that. You mentioned it. Can this sort of humbling loss like this build character for them going into the future, especially?
They already have the competitive character, but these kind of losses, and getting swept, it can motivate you. Those guys have great competitive character, and a drive. This league is tough. You got to be about it. Those 2 guys are about it, and it's not like a bunch of teams have figured it out. I'm looking around, and it's like every playoff series there's a lot of parity right now. This is embarrassing, but there's going to be a bunch of teams that are out like with us too, that have big aspirations. But they'll get to work. I just mentioned Tyler, but Bam, is the ultimate winner. He's going to figure it out too, and collectively when we get, back together, these lessons for the young guys that had an experience in this, in the 2 play-ins, in this playoff series, will become better, from it. There's no way to fast track it unless you could go through it. And sometimes there's pain, from that. I said it with a couple of our young guys. We needed the 25-year-old version now. Can't do that, obviously. You got to go through the experiences to get that. But I really enjoyed this group. I enjoyed the young guys. I enjoyed the vets. To push through, and everybody felt the same way as I do. It's embarrassing, but I think everybody felt this will be at least the regular season and the 2 play-ins, something that the guys will remember, moving forward.
You said it.
You could really divide the Heat season into the before Jimmy Butler trade period and the post Jimmy Butler trade period, because there was all the tension, some suspensions as well, whole thing kind of festering before the deal was finally made. Afterward, Andrew Wiggins, Davion Mitchell, Kyle Anderson all showed up. First round pick that they will have in June comes along as well, but after a couple play-in wins, it took an ugly turn against the Cavaliers, who go plus 122 in this 4-game sweep. Here's Tyler Hero, an all-star this season, and a humbling finish.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you like the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we notice that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite Until the next video.